Hi, this is Caitlin Carter. This is my reflection on primary under supervision experiences for Clinic 310, 320, and 330. I'm currently working with Nicole Coraggio at Gig Harbor Midwifery in Gig Harbor, Washington. I have put in almost 400 hours this term, and will be submitting my logs with my other experiences later. So how have I improved as a midwife and stepped into the role of primary under supervision? I feel like I've had really great opportunity because I haven't been working with this preceptor very long. I was with her for a few months before I was eligible to be a primary student, and I feel like that gave me time to get to know her and me, but not enough time to get really settled in the assist role. And my preceptor has just been really great about giving me the opportunities as they have come and opportunities to improve myself. So I feel very fortunate for that. My biggest challenges this term have basically just been time. The commitment of stepping into a busy practice, my spouse, my kids, childcare. I recently had a conversation with a good friend about the phrase "holy no," and I have really taken that to heart over the last couple of months. I don't want to be this busy my entire life, but for right now I am, and so I'm just kind of trying to get through it. So I'm taking holy no to heart and saying no to those things that I just can't do right now. What challenges have come from going from the assist to primary under supervision? I think one of my biggest challenges is ultimately our clients are still my preceptor's clients, and I know that, and everybody knows that, so it's kind of hard for me to be both acting primary but understand that my preceptor's there and she's ultimately in control of the situation. Which is a good thing. Obviously, that's a safety thing for me as well. And part of me just wants to be helpful. Like, that's just kind of in my nature, to be helpful. And so I find myself doing more assist-like things sometimes that I have to kind of stop myself. If we're at a home birth, we have a third person there, and she is there just to assist. So I'm trying to stop myself and let her do those things. What is my biggest strength or triumph? I really feel like, especially probably in our last 5 births maybe in November, I feel like my confidence has improved a lot. Our last birth especially, I was able to find my voice more and be obviously still calm and nice, but be more direct and really say what I need, whether that's from the client or from those assisting me. And just really the ability to think through things has really improved significantly. I have a short example of that. Back in September, I had my first sticky shoulders, had a double nuchal cord and a hand up, and anterior shoulder was kind of stuck, and I was kind of working through those things, and by the time I got to the shoulder, my preceptor, just kind of stepped in. It had been a couple of minutes, had stepped in and just reduced that really fast, and I felt really good about that. It felt really safe. I wasn't panicking or anything like that, but I was kind of slow to think through the process and how to get myself to figure out what I needed to be doing. And recently, one of my November births, it appeared that maybe a similar thing was going on. Baby just wasn't coming as fast as I had expected her to. And ultimately, it ended up being a really tight perineum, but I was able to go through and think of all of the things, check for cord, check all of the different things, almost hands and knees in the water. So, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the anterior shoulder, etc. Just that I was able to confidently think through those things, and there didn't end up being a problem other than very tight tissue. But it only took about a minute and a half, and I was able to get baby out, and all was well. But just the confidence afterwards that I was thinking of all of the right things. Anyway, that was just kind of a big triumph for me, I guess. Onto my clinical learning process. I have really been trying to review things prior to labor, potential red flags, things from their history, things like that I really need to be acutely aware of. And reassessing things during labor. Okay, now we've had a longer labor. Now this client who might be at postpartum hemorrhage risk, there may be even more risk of that, and being prepared for those things. And just along those same lines, anticipating potential situations that may arise. And also learning, I have been able to attend 2 wonderful hands-on conferences. One was the birth emergency skills training earlier this term, which was phenomenal, and I absolutely thrive in that learning environment. And just last weekend, I was able to go to a 2-day conference on diagnostic testing, and I loved both of those opportunities just to feel what other midwives are thinking through, just listening to their stories and their different situations. I'm really finding that is very, very helpful to me. Lastly, patterns. I'm finding that in the past I was waiting for questions to arise for me to seek out those answers, which if that happens, that's still fine. But I am now trying to take more responsibility for knowing. If I'm ordering lab tests, checking titers on varicella, I want to know what results I'm looking for kind of before they come in. And just that as an example, just kind of being more aware of what I need to know instead of just waiting for things to happen. Yeah, I think in general that sums it up. I've had a lot of experiences. I know this video is longer than the 4 to 5 minutes that was suggested, but I felt like because I'm in 3 clinic classes and I've had so many experiences, I hope that is okay. So anyway, I'm really grateful for the experiences that I've had this term, and I'm looking forward to another one. Thank you.